Okay, so let's move on. Our next session is going to be about the three C's. Now, the three C's are cooking oil, condiments, and coffee. And we're just going to talk really briefly about how they can challenge you whilst you are considering your energy in versus your energy out. These things can easily become very hidden calories when you're preparing food and you're consuming your food. So let me just give you a couple of examples. So cooking oil, for example, a tablespoon of olive oil actually contains 120 calories. Whilst these are incredibly healthy fats, it's really easy for us to overuse them, and we just need to be quite careful when we're preparing our food that we're including these cooking oils into our sort of recipes. So the next ones is condiments. So things like ketchup, mayonnaise, salad dressings can also be packed full of sugar. They can be packed full of calories, and actually, if we are not using them sort of sparingly, then they will then end up sort of racking up some serious amount of calories as well. So what you can do is look for healthy alternatives, or just limit the amount that you're using. And then lastly, if you're drinking coffees like lattes or frappuccinos or something on those lines, even a flat white can be about 160 to 180 calories from a coffee shop. So again, making sure that we're just moderately drinking these coffees in moderation, but also looking for healthy alternatives. Maybe just going to a black coffee, or using like an unsweetened almond milk, herbal teas. All these sort of things can make a little bit of a difference. So the next thing to think about then is really, it will be challenging because you are going to be consuming less calories than what you are burning. You are at times going to feel hungry. That is unfortunately the nature of being in a calorie deficit. Now we can definitely limit that effect by having a good high protein, nutritionally dense diet. But there will be times when we feel hungry, and that's we can often, it's like a psychological thing. We can also feel hungry that even when we're not. So a couple of tips that I would say to you is that just try delaying it for 10 minutes. So if you feel like you're hungry and you've got an urge to go and eat something that's maybe a poor decision, just say to myself, right, I'm just going to check back in 10 minutes. So just delay it 10 minutes. And often what the case is that you end up getting distracted, and then that urge disappears. The next thing you could do is just have a glass of water. So just by having a small glass of water, sometimes that sort of curbs that hunger, because our body can often get hunger and thirst mixed up. And then the last one, which is sort of linked to having a glass of water, is just staying hydrated. Staying hydrated will keep you fuller throughout the day, and really, I'm not going to prescribe you how much water you should drink. Lots of people will say, "Oh, you need to drink 2 liters or 3 liters, etc." But really, for me, the most important indicator is the color of our wee. If your wee is see-through, then you know that you're well hydrated. Again, as ever, if you've got any questions about any of the topics that we've covered in these sessions, just pop your question